They call him Sitin, the man of legends.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see today, I'm currently in Greenscale's Blight. Now, much like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and other associated 90s TV shows, I've decided to kick it old school and try my hand at soloing some of the old content now that Inquisitor is stupidly overpowered. Now, so I first went in to do Greenscale's Blight, and this is the first boss, Duke Latereus. Or Lazarus, actually. I am terrible with pronunciations. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it took me about 3 or 4 tries to actually get this guy down. And it's quite interesting to solo because you have to work on a strategy for a while, and I want to share that sort of strategy with you. When he's in his sort of frenzy state, if you haven't done him before, you need to kite him, or what he's going to do is continually stack this debuff on you, which will eventually one-shot you. In the time, you can't really burst through it because it'll do too much damage that it can't really be healed through by your passive heals. So what you need to do is you need to drag a Shambler in front of him from one of the 4 corners, kill that, and that will drop a pool of sort of Shambler goo, and slow him down, and then you can kite him through that, while you also need to be sort of dealing some quite heavy damage to him. This makes doing this fight in any sort of melee spec quite challenging. I did try it with a sort of Shaman and Druid variant, but it didn't work too well. For also the other reason, which is pretty much the hardest hitting aspect of this fight, is the fairies in the air, and you need to get them down fairly quickly, but also you don't have that much time to pay attention to them, so you either want to kill them with a dot or an instant cast Bolt of Judgment. And, because if you physically go over to them, they're spawning very fast, so you just want to, chuck something on them, get rid of them. So it's fairly like this. One of the other things that happens in the fight is also a lot of small ads spawn constantly when he's not in his sort of wreaking havoc cleave phase like he is at the moment. And these small ads hit quite hard, so you have to kind of delegate a bit of DPS to them. They can't be up too long, but you can have them for a while because your passive heals in this build are fairly strong, but you also have a heal from Defiler to top you up if it's at all needed. So when you're above 50%, ads take lower priority, but when you get below 50%, now initially I tried sort of ignoring all the ads that spawn because increased amount of ads do spawn, as you'll see in a moment. A fairy with about 170k health spawns on the ground. Now initially, for my first few tries, I tried ignoring these, but it didn't seem to work at all, and when I sort of looked at the damage log, these were the things that were causing me the most trouble. So I decided that it was worth, getting them down as soon as possible, while also, trying to keep dots and damage on the boss to make sure, that's going down at a reasonable pace, due to the fact that this encounter does have an 8-minute enrage timer, and if the boss is not dead before then you can pretty much say goodbye to everything, because you're instantly gonna die, unless for whatever reason you can get some sort of nice series of Shamblers and manage to kite him. But as you can see, there's a lot of target switching in this fight, so you've got to be quite aware of what ads are spawning. I would say on this character, I'm fairly well geared. I've got sort of basic level raid gear. I haven't got sort of best in slot or any relic quality items. So what you can actually do is this: once you've got a bit of raid gear, I'd say this is fairly achievable for a cleric. Other classes you may have to work on various tactics which you can solo it, depending on your build, etc. I've tried it with a few other classes builds, and it's a bit difficult just due to the fact that my other characters are quite poorly geared, so I don't have the gear to support any decent builds really. But yes, this is just how you do it on a cleric, and with the recent hotfix, clerics are stupidly overpowered anyway, so if you're not playing a cleric, you are a sucker at the moment. You're just probably getting benched in warfronts and also in raids. So this is the point at the moment, is that when the fight really starts to heat up, which is basically where their ads constantly spawning. As you can see, I'm trying to get the ads down as fast as possible while also trying to maintain some DPS on the boss. What I found quite strange here was he actually was supposed to do the frenzy thing quite a bit earlier than he actually does it in this video. He's supposed to do it about, I believe it's 16%, but he waits till about 9% or something, which kind of threw me off because I already had the Shamblers down. But at this point, you've got him quite low, so you probably just want to sort of focus on burning the boss. This is definitely the toughest part of the fight if you're trying to solo it. As you can see, I sort of left all myself heal cooldowns for this time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some self heals and pretty much all my cooldowns just so I can burn the last bit, while I've got about 10 ads beating on me for quite a significant amount. So yeah, that's pretty much how you solo the first boss. Hopefully this wasn't really much of a guide so much as me talking about what I'm doing, but yeah, it's fairly easy. Give it a try, and it's quite sort of rewarding to know that you can solo a raid boss. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a lovely day.